What's up, everybody? I'm Rick,
And I'm Anna.
and welcome to our bucket list channel, a channel in which we try to realize the goals and dreams that are on our bucket list. One of these is to watch every movie that was nominated or at the Academy Award from 1927 to 2028. We've been watching old movies until now, and now
Yes.
we left off in the 30s and the beginning of the 30s.
Right.
But now, at the time of speaking,
Yes, this
The
is a special
nominees
time.
for the 92nd Academy Award, so the 2019 one, have just been announced. And so we're doing a detour to do those movies. So we'll watch and review the movies from 2019 and then go back to the 30s after we're done with all those. So yeah, we're starting with the most easily accessible movie on the one of the most easily accessible movie on that list of nominees, because a lot of them are still in theaters, but we wanted to watch one quickly. Two of them are on Netflix. We watched one of them, which is Marriage Story. So for those of you who are not familiar with the process, how we do this, the first part is going to be spoiler free, and then the second part we're going to spoil the movie and go into like specific scenes or specific details we want to talk about regarding the movie.
First, my favorite part.
Yes, just facts, some facts about the movie, information. Now, we have less than we have for a lot of these old movies because, you know, the movie is newer. We don't even know if it will win any of the awards it's nominated for, which is a big part of those facts usually. But we still have some information. So, first of all, this is a Netflix movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, produced by Netflix. It's not just on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Came out November 6th, 2019. Directed by Noah Baumbach and stars Scarlett Johansson as Nicole, Adam Driver as Charlie, Laura Dern as Nora the lawyer, and Azzy Robertson as Henry the son. These are some of the actors that I pulled out because I felt like they were the most prominent. There was also the mother, but you know, she's on enough. The movie is currently nominated, at the time of speaking, we don't know if it's going to win any of these, but currently nominated for 6 Academy Awards. Best Picture, of course, otherwise we wouldn't be watching it right now. Best Actor for Adam Driver.
Okay.
Best Actress for Scarlett Johansson. Best Supporting Actress for Laura Dern, the lawyer.
The lawyer, yes.
Best Original Screenplay for Noah Baumbach, who directed but also wrote the movie.
Oh, okay.
And Best Original Score for Randy Newman. So these are all the facts that I have right now. I don't even have box office numbers or stuff like that because it's a Netflix movie, though it is in some theaters. We're going to start our discussion with the same question we always start a discussion with. What did you think of the movie?
Of this movie? Yeah. So we start with me.
Yeah, spoiler free.
I really loved it. I feel like it's something fresh and different from what you typically see in more recent years in these like nominations.
Mm-hmm.
It does give that vibe to me. I loved the acting. I loved the story, not in a good way because it's not a happy story. It's a drama, the movie, but I really loved it. Like, it's a story that's so well told. It's like so like well put together. It's so real. I found it interesting when you said that it's a Netflix production.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I watched it, it gave me this feeling of like something, you know, like those indie movies, mm-hmm. or like the foreign films that you usually see that are just more about life and the people than about the story.
It's a slice of life type
Yes.
of movie, and it's scaled back to, like you say, compared to a lot of movies that would get nominated. As people probably know the list of nominated movies, but some of those, you know, they're big blockbuster or big production, like 1917 or like Joker, but this is
Yes.
much more scaled back. This is the story of just a few people and this moment in their life. So yeah, I can see what you mean by that. What did you think of the performances? Because I think that's a highlight. Like 3 of the actors are nominated for 3 of the 4 acting prizes.
Yeah, so I really liked it. I liked the main actors,
Couple,
the couple. I thought that it was so interesting to see. What do you say his name was?
Adam Driver.
Yes, because I only ever saw him in
Star Wars.
And I saw him there when the movie began, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting because you get to see him playing a very, very different kind of role.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even an action movie or anything like that. It's very different. And he did it so well. And I think after seeing this, that he is an amazing actor, actually. I felt like his performance
You didn't
was
think
so...
he was good in Star Wars? I always thought he was one of the best
he's
actors.
good. He was a good actor in Star Wars. But, like, to be able to play this kind of, like, different type of roles is what really... it gives my opinion of an actor from like, okay, you're a good actor to like, okay, you're a good actor. Like you can play different kind of stuff and be like equally convincing. I'm not saying I like him in Star Wars. I'm just saying I didn't think that
he was
it's
that
not,
good.
Exactly. It's not always that someone who can play a certain type of role that they can play different types of roles at the same time. As for Scarlett Johansson, like I already knew that she can act like well, and I've seen her in different type of movies, so I already knew that of her. I really liked her character too. I liked her performance too. For the actors, like for the main couple, I think that they did a great job, and I think that because this movie is about them, about the characters, about their life, the fact that the actors did such a good job is a big part of it.
I thought everyone was so good. Like surprisingly, there was not like one performance that I thought like brought it down, including the kid, the mom, the lawyers. Like everyone was so good. I thought like it was a really well acted movie, and I thought it probably has a lot to do with the director too. Interesting to note that he's not nominated for best director though.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't on the list.
Now we're gonna go maybe into more spoiler territory. So if you guys haven't seen the movie, or if you don't want to get spoiled, I advise you to leave right now and come back later when we do another movie. For those of you who don't mind getting spoiled or who have seen the movie already, then let's talk spoilers. Yeah, I really want to maybe start with that scene when they argue, but they let it all out, this.
Oh, yes.
They scream at each other.
I feel like that was the highlight of the whole movie.
Like you could really feel.
It's not just that you could feel like their anger and their feelings being shouted out like that. Is that you can really see in that scene like the reality of things like this that actually happen. Like they managed to capture it so well in that scene of people who like hold feelings back, and then when it's too much it just bursts out, and it bursts out like exaggerated.
Yeah, and the consequence of holding in your feeling for so much and for so long, makes you maybe even hate the person more than you would normally.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he even says, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I wish you were dead. But really,
like,
he doesn't mean that.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's just that all his anger and frustration is, getting the best of him.
Exactly. And which makes me think, like, we're moving around scenes, but like at the end when he finally reads the letter that she had wrote when they thought about having a mediator at the beginning. Right. When he finally reads the letter, it makes you think, like, would it have went differently if she had just read it,
I thought about that, but honestly, I feel like the ending, is telling us that no,
Yeah.
that the answer would be no. There's a feeling of acceptance into it, that whether she had read it at the beginning or he just finds out about it now, it wouldn't have changed what happened. Like, that's the feeling that it gave me.
I feel like it wouldn't have changed their separation, because even the letter ends like that, you know, I'll always love you, but like...
Even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But it might have changed how they handled the divorce.
Yes,
know?
probably. Like, things might have, evolved differently.
Yeah, it gets antagonistic very quickly. And I think most of it, or a large part of it, maybe has to do with influence from her lawyer.
Right.
Because at the beginning, you don't feel like she wants to have any kind of fight, legal or
otherwise.
Yeah. But then it quickly gets into that, and she does things that you would...
That's one thing that I actually wanted to talk about, is that I feel like while throughout the whole story we follow him exactly like moving from one step to another, and like all his process and how he like reacts to everything. For her side of the story, I feel like we miss parts.
We skip
like
part.
She just jumps from one step to another, and we don't see that. Like we follow him, but we don't follow her as much. So like at some point, I was left wondering, like, did she have that in mind all along, or is this something that happened along the way that we just didn't see because they didn't show?
Yeah. But I think it's to make us also question, as Z was questioning the veracity of what the lawyer was saying, Nicole's lawyer, to make us question with him, like when he's saying, oh, she would never do that, or she would never say that.
Yeah.
We had agreed to just do this by ourselves. And you think, oh, yeah, it seemed like
she was...
it
seemed like that, because
she was very reasonable, yeah. But then as you watch like the glimpses of things from her side, you realize, oh no, she's actually, like, the lawyer is not lying. They agreed on doing all of these things, like moving to LA and keeping the kid here, and trying to get the custody. And so it's a difficult movie to watch.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult because usually people have this tendency, when you watch a movie like this, to you would wonder, who was right, or who was wrong first, or who was wrong more, and it makes you think, it makes you feel like this movie doesn't give you any hint of that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make you feel that any one of them is right, that any one of them is like more wrong than the other. It doesn't tell you where it started, like their issues, where did they start. It doesn't tell you anything about that. It's just like you're just dropped in the middle of this story, and you're given these two people who are like imperfect.
And both of them have perception of how the relationship went, and how it devolved into what it is right now, and so when they argue and she says, oh, actually we're splitting because of this, you never listened to me, you never blah blah blah. And he's like, no, actually, you were happy.
You were happy, and then you just changed your mind.
Exactly. It's interesting because it's gray. You can't tell who's right, and truly, in real life, a lot of time nobody is right.
Yeah.
And nobody is wrong. It's a bit of both.
Yeah, exactly.
This was it for us today. We're gonna see you guys next time when we watch another movie that was nominated for this year. Don't forget that for now, for the foreseeable future, I think the next 2 weeks until the ceremony, we'll be doing movies that are nominated for the 92nd Academy Award before we go back all the way back to the 4th one that we haven't finished. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, hit the subscription button and the bell to be notified whenever our next video drops. Comment in the comment section below. Have you seen Marriage Story? What did you think of it? Did you like the performances as much as we did? We didn't talk about Henry, but it was also great. I thought the kid.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And if you liked something else about the movie, what did you like? The writing, the setting? Tell us in the comment section below. If you haven't seen it, tell us if you'd like to see it and what do you think of the nomination for this year. Have a nice day.